Hey guys, it's Richard again. So I had a lot to think about, and I'm just gonna have to start getting into it. Um, you might have realized this channel is called the Blue Collar Nerd, and you might be wondering why. Well, the reason for that is simple. Blue collar refers to people who actually work for a living. They do a job. They do a primary job. D&D, RPGs, this channel, that's not my job. As such, I have very, very limited time to work on stuff. So when I start getting ambitious ideas, like putting this channel together to begin with, something's gotta give. And I apologize for putting out a subpar product. That being said, I don't really know where to go forward from this. The reason is, I wanted to keep things broad and general to try to entice anybody into the hobby, but that doesn't seem to be working. So I've had to think. And the best thing I could think of is I'm going to have to take a singular stance. So that's step one. I'm going to have to start talking about D&D. And only D&D for the foreseeable future. But this comes with its own hazards. Part of that is I'm going to have to start talking about the rules and how the game works, but I know that most of the people watching these are not familiar with tabletop games, and so they're going to be turned off by a rules discussion unless they have something to ground it, to make it interesting. So that's big, major hurdle number one. How do I make a discussion of lists and tables and dice rolls interesting? When I come up with a solution to that, you'll know about it. Secondly, there's other things I can do to try to make it interesting, but those also require a lot of effort on my end, and, well, if people aren't going to watch it, it doesn't really become that useful. Things like, well, making terrain. I could cover topics on that, but I don't know if anybody's interested in that. Let me know if you want to see how I made these. Other things like, well, making little set pieces to enhance the table mood. Little set dressing. Those are all things I could cover, but they are very time intensive, so I need to know if anybody's interested. Please let me know. And then there's, of course, the hobby I'm probably most interested in, but have the least experience in, so miniature painting. You can't really get a good view of that guy, can you? Maybe I'll take some pictures. But, you know, those are all some things I could go forward with, but I want to know what's worth the investment, because again, I really only have most times a day to work on these videos, and you know, I could probably space out the work if I know ahead of time what I need to. Look, whatever you're interested in, let me know and I will try to make it happen. That's been the deal from day one. I need to know what I need to focus on. So far, the only thing I know I need to focus on is Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm going to see what I can do about that, and maybe see if there's any way I could put my own spin on it to make it really interesting. It's ironic because my favorite class in D&D is the Bard, and if I were an actual Bard, I'd be able to entice everybody to view this performance just through raw charisma and talent. And I just realized I don't think I've ever seen anybody incorporate music into a tabletop discussion. Maybe that's an angle I can go with. So maybe I should work on what I can bring to the table myself instead of worrying about what other people are good at.